that there's a group in Williamstown, Kentucky that's making a replica, a life-size replica of Noah's Ark. And did you ever wonder if Noah could build an ark big enough for all those animals? Well, here's Paul Strand with visual proof.
CBN News went behind the scenes to see the giant ark as it comes together. Ken Ham, head of the Creation Museum, gave the long and winding tour up, down, and all around this structure that's almost 2 football fields.
This is 510 feet long, 85 feet wide, 51 feet high. It's built 15 feet off the ground. And I think one of the things that people say when they come here, they stand, look at it and say, wow, we never realized this was so big.
The immensity of this structure, over 500 feet long, I would call it a jaw-dropping experience.
They call this the Ark Encounter, and when you're standing here, you realize why. It's so big, you really do encounter it.
People are used to those bathtub arks with giraffes sticking out the chimney about to sink at any moment. And when they see the size of this, then they start saying, well, maybe Noah could fit the land animal kinds on board. That's really what we're doing here, showing the feasibility of this. How could he feed them? How could they get rid of the waste?
Visitors will get a feel for the massive scale of this thing because when they first arrive and are queuing up, this is the area they'll be, as if they're right underneath the Ark itself.
And it only gets better when you go inside this massive structure, the 3 decks and the top floor.
We're going to have working cages. You know, they're not going to have live animals in them. We have sculpted animals that are just exquisite.
Some of the cages are so big they had to move them into the incomplete ark because no entrances will be large enough for them.
The exhibits in the Ark itself will be stunning, very similar in professionalism and quality to what's seen at the Creation Museum 40 miles away.
Up to 2 million people a year will come to this. It's going to be a world-class attraction. I believe it's going to be one of the greatest Christian outreaches of our era history.
Ark Encounter opens to the public July 7th because, as Ham explained,
in Genesis 7:7, it says that's when Noah and his family entered the ark. So he thought the 7th of the 7th would be a good time to open.
Several dozen Amish carpenters use their traditional techniques and authentic Bible specs to help build this largest timber frame structure in the world.
Just to give you a feeling for the scale inside this place, there are dozens and dozens of these timbers, and look how absolutely massive the things are.
They soar above your head, 5 stories high.
What we want people to take away from this is that didn't realize Noah's Ark was so big, and wow, they answered a lot of questions. And you know, we're not forcing the Christian message on them, but it's going to be there for them. And if people just go away saying, maybe I need to look into this, maybe I need to consider what the Bible says, then to me, we've accomplished a lot.
Paul Strand, CBN News, reporting from Ark Encounter near Williamstown, Kentucky.